Hello Josh, welcome along to tonight's spice mixing masterclass. I do believe Santa may have brought you some spices, so we're going to help you get on your way to being a curry mixing master. Okay, coming over Katie, we've got our whole spices which we are going to be roasting in here in a moment, so we're going to get this warm. This is one of these induction things, so I'm going to bung it on 800. Find out what the equivalent of that is, and this will be great for you to dry roast your spices, which is what we're going to do now. So we've got the key components in whole spices. We've got cumin, fennel, black mustard seed, black cumin, just for the real flash harries, coriander, fenugreek and black pepper. All good key component parts, and in their own right will make a fairly decent curry, but we're going to add some other stuff to that in a bit. Cumin, start off, it's the favourite herb of the house. Have a look at that, Katie. It's just the best. A lot of North African stuff uses this as well, and it's by far and has always been my favourite spice. So that's your cumin. Then we're going to go in with the coriander. These are probably the most important parts of your curry mix. And again, sometimes you'll see recipes that are 50-50, sometimes less of the cumin, but I like it a lot, and it's a big favourite. Okay, black pepper. This is going to work really well with our turmeric, which we've got. It's going to go in later because they have a kind of synergy, and the antioxidant effects of turmeric are enhanced. Right, that's the black pepper. Fenugreek is going in now. Very interesting, strange little herb, but key component part and a cheaper ingredient, and one they use to pack out curry powders and make them cheap. So we don't need too much of it. Black cumin. Not so much of that, it's darker because it's black cumin. I knew the cameraman would start laughing, the camera person, the camera person, cameraman.
Hello.
Okay, so we've got fennel now going in. Beautiful anise fennel. Anise, as you can see, there's no hard measuring, nothing complicated. You can't really go wrong. And then we've got black mustard seed going in. Okay, beautiful. Now that's the first part of our curry powder, and we're going to now just blend that all together and let it have a really nice toast. Pan's not got too hot yet, and you're going to maybe do a nice loving zoom in on that, babe.
Oh yeah,
Lovely.
it smells beautiful, really really good already, and it's not even got going yet.
Okay, back to me. What we've got next is we're going to toast these spices and we're going to whiz them up in this coffee grinder. But that's not going to be all of your curry powder. There's still a couple of elements that we need to add. Now, super important is ginger. Ginger I always use fresh, but here's the powder which you can put in your curry powder. So that's going to go in our curry powder in a moment, which goes over there. That's your fresh ginger. Grate it, chop it in. But don't be chopping in whole pieces and saying, you know, bruising them. That's nonsense. It wants to be grated and it wants to go in once it's been peeled. But we do have powder for that. Another element that's going to go in, just give this a quick shake, to your curry powder is turmeric. Now we're lucky to have this fresh locally as well. But the powder is essential and it's a super antioxidant. So I use that fresh and that fresh. Okay. The next level of importance is the garlic. Now, I'll have no truck with any kind of garlic powders that they sell. It's all rubbish. You've got to have this fresh and you've got to have a lot of it or it's not a curry. Okay, another quick agitate. That's it. Okay, so that's going to go over there because we're going to add that in. Has to be put in fresh. Now, any curry is going to be a curry measured by heat by some people. They don't have to be hot. Don't have to be blisteringly hot, but what I would avoid is this element of curry heat. It's cayenne pepper. It's not subtle, and
There's just hot chili powder on
it's
there.
hot chili powder, and it will just destroy people, and it's nothing clever about it either. So we prefer to use stuff like smoked chipotles. That's a real 6 out of 10 kind of background smoky heat. But generally, we use fresh transformed chilies. So the heat element is really over to you, but just avoid the cayenne pepper. Oh my god, I've got through all my ingredients. Okay, one last thing to talk about is that. Right, this is done. Now, you can see now the loving close up, Baba. The grains have got a little toasted element to them. The aromatics are being given off, really nice. And we can switch that off. That's now ready to be blended in here. I won't demonstrate that because you know what a blender's like. And eventually we will have a curry powder like this. Now, the final thing to mention in tonight's Spice Masterclass is this bad boy. This is garam masala, which is a blend of other spices that we haven't, I think there might be ginger in it, a ginger powder, but we haven't touched most of these spices in this mix. Now this is really interesting spice stuff like cloves, cardamom, bay leaf, nutmeg, all the aromatics that if you were to put it into your curry powder and then maybe cook it in the oven for 2 hours, you'd lose them, you'd lose the power. So what we do with garam masala is about half an hour before the end of your cooking time, you're going to put a couple of teaspoons of this into your curry, and the fragrant nature of its contents won't be lost because it will be fresh and not overcooked. So that's going to happen. And the very final thing to mention, at the beginning of all your cooking process, the most important thing in your curry is this. Never, as a chef, underestimate the power of the salt and how much you need it. It's so integral that it's just beyond measure. So you've got to have a decent salt, none of that table nonsense, something like this. I don't work for them. I wish I did because I'd have free salt, but I don't. Anyway. So that's it, man. That's your spice lingering close up. Once it's blended in that.
So how long does it take to blend? What, just a minute or so?
Yeah, just a minute
until it becomes a nice fine powder.
Until it turns into a powder like this.
That's it. Yeah.
And then what we do is we'd add the elements that we hadn't added. We spoke about earlier. We're going to add the ginger and the turmeric powder if you're not using it, and then we're always going to use fresh garlic. And that's it. It's over.
Holy guacamole.
Spice
Superb.
Masterclass finished.
Welcome to Spice World.
See you later.
Bye. Merry Christmas.